Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So welcome you all for the second session of Gita Subodhini. So in this course we will be elaborately studying Bhagavad Gita, specifically 108 slokas, which are very important slokas in Bhagavad Gita. So that is what we will be doing in the next sessions. And today is the second session. And just to recap what we did in the previous session. So we have tried to understand what are we trying to do in this particular material world in one way, and we are all searching for happiness, but the happiness that we were looking for is only temporary, and we are not getting that fulfillment. So the whole goal of Bhagavad Gita and the study of Bhagavad Gita is to find out where is that I can get the real happiness, and do the required things such that we can get that real happiness. And as the process goes, we try to see that Bhagavad Gita is the user manual which will teach us how to go step by step. And so that's what we have done. And Gita Subodhini is a systematic study of Bhagavad Gita, and we will be able to take the journey along with you. Okay. So the second chapter, the contents of the Gita summarized, and we will be touching upon the one particular sloka today and discuss in detail and understand the philosophy behind it. So this is the Mangala Charana. If any of you can also practice this would be nice. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanandana Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So we will be discussing this particular sloka in Bhagavad Gita. This is verse number 2.7. After I do the sloka recitation, I would like some of you, at least couple of you, to really raise your hands if you can repeat this sloka after me completing it. So we just wanted to see if you can able to also practice. Okay. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावः. You can repeat it after me without unmuting, so you can practice. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावः. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावः. पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेता. पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेता. यश्रेयस्यान् निश्चितं ब्रूमि तन्मे. यश्रेयस्यान् निश्चितं ब्रूमि तन्मे. शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Will anybody able to recite this sloka? You have Bhagavad Gita with you? Okay. You are not raising, none of you have raised your hand. If you have raised your hand, I could have said that one of you can try it. Okay. None of you have raised your hands. Okay. So, yeah. So can you, Malati Mataji, can you unmute and...
Karpanya doshopahata swabhavah.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
Karpanya doshopahata swabhavah prachami tvam dharma sammudachetah. Yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhitam me shishyadeham sadhimam tvam prapannam.
Hari Bol. Very nice, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Your name, Prabhu,
Hare
here
Krishna,
it is given some other name.
Vedartham Ramesh.
Okay. Vedantam Ramesh. Very nice.
Vedartham Ramesh.
Vedartham.
Dhanyawad Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Ramesh Prabhuji.
Hare
Very nice.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay. Malati Mataji, would you like to do it?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, can you share me that sloka, Prabhu?
Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me do that. Okay. Sorry, this little bit. I'm not used to this Zoom. I'm used to something else. So
no problem, Prabhu. I'll
1
wait.
second. You keep your Bhagavad Gita in handy, so that we can go fast.
Which sloka, Prabhu? Which sloka can you?
2.7. 2.7.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. 2.7.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
2.7. कार्पण्य दोषोपहता स्वभावा प्रच्छामि त्वं धर्म समुदाचेता यः श्रिया सन्य निश्चितं ब्रूतमे शिष्याते हम साधिमां त्व प्रपन्नम्.
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Excellent. Thank you. So please practice. Everyone, please practice. One last, I would like to ask one Mataji, Prabhuji, probably Snehal Chopade Mataji. I think she is Mataji. Can you try, Mataji?
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yeah, after this. Go ahead.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेता यच्छेयशानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शस्यस्ते शादी मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Okay, thank you. One more Mataji, somebody was asking, she wanted to. Who was that?
Prabhuji, can I say now?
Yeah, go ahead.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहत स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेतः यच्छेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रसन्नम्.
Oh, very nice, Mataji. Thank you. So let me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
If that's enough now, I wanted to dwell into the subject now. Thank you so much for all your wonderful participation. So I posed one question in the group. So, okay. So before we go there, let me also share this one. Sorry, little bit, we are not able to do very professionally now, but we'll try to be there. I'm sorry for that. So. Okay. Give me 1 second. Sharing option. Okay, here it is. Okay. So one of you, the little Mataji who was speaking just now, the fifth standard. What's your name? I forgot.
Leela,
Leela.
Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice. Can you read the translation here? What is there? Now I am.
In English, Prabhu?
Can you see the sloka here and the translation? I'm shared it
Yes,
on the screen.
Prabhu. The meaning, Prabhuji?
Yeah, now I am confused. Can you read that?
Now I am confused about my duty and I have lost all my composure because of merciless weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and the soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me.
Okay, very nice. So, thank you, Leela Shri Harsha Mataji. So, here, see, this is a very important sloka for various reasons. One here, you see that I put the question in the chat. Why was Arjuna disturbed, bewildered, or frustrated by life's challenges? So, if you see here, each one of us come across this kind of a situation. And if there is some life challenge, for Arjuna, the life challenge is that whether I should fight and kill all the family members who are opposite to me, or what I should do. Shall I go to forest and do meditation and give up all this, whatever I am doing? So that is the kind of life challenge. Yes, each one of us have their own life challenges. So you can think about yourself, what is that life challenge that I am facing in my life? Whether it is I'm not able to take right decisions in my life, or I don't know what to pursue in my life. So some people come across the midlife crisis. So till the time the midlife crisis could be based basically with respect to their profession, that yeah, I have done it now, I have done my profession, I'm in the middle now, and I don't know where I should go, whether I should start something on my own, or I should continue in a higher management, or be. So, and for housewives also, sometimes after the kids are born, they go to school and colleges, they don't know what to do. So this kind of a life challenges are coming to each one of us, and we are not sure what to do now. So similar kind of a situation Arjuna is facing. He is compassionate, yes, but is that compassionate correct or not? He doesn't know. So and he's got attachment, as Mataji is mentioning. So these are all the things that are there. So what he should do is the biggest question now that arises to him, right? So let us discuss and find out what is that one can do now. So okay, so if you see, Arjuna has come from a very aristocratic family, okay, and he has basically he's got professionally he's very good. He is very skillful. And there was a time when Drona, when he was giving training, military training to all the students, Pandavas and Kauravas, there was a situation where he wanted to check how good these people, these students are in terms of skills and in terms of their buddhi, and where are they really focused upon. And what he does, what Drona does is that on a tree, he puts a bird, which is a imitation bird, and then he calls Yudhishthir. And Yudhishthir comes and Drona asks, what do you see? Then Yudhishthir says, yes, I can see a bird. What else do you see? Then he says, I can see a tree, branches, the hut, and also the people nearby. Okay, then Drona says, step aside. Then he calls Bhima and he asks the same question, what do you see? But then Bhima says, yes, I can see the bird, but what else do you see? He says that I can see the trunk, I can see the branches, I can see the greenery, I can see some fruits there. But then Drona says, step aside. He calls Arjuna. He calls Arjuna and he asks the same question, what do you see? He says that I can see a bird. What else do you see? He says that I can see only the bird. And what else do you really see? Then when he asks, then he says that I can see the bird's eye. Then Drona says that shoot the arrow. And immediately the arrow goes and pierces the imitation bird's eye. So Arjuna is very skillful professionally. And now the situation that he is in is not to do with the profession. Professionally, he is very fit. But now when it came to some life situation, he is not able to take decisions in life. So what do you think? Is Arjuna intelligent or not? If so, why he is not intelligent? Or what is the problem with Arjuna? That is what some of you have posed. Can others also really think about what is the problem with Arjuna? And in one way, is Arjuna intelligent or not? Is the question that I wanted to ask you, and then follow up we will discuss about to justify whether he is intelligent, not intelligent, why, etc. Yes, can somebody put it on the chat? Is Arjuna intelligent or not? Is the question. Yes, please. Let me get the stats very quickly. Yeah. Okay. He's intelligent, Prabhuji. Yes, Arjuna is best sadhaka in the history. He is intelligent, skill, talented, etc., etc. Okay. Now, if he is intelligent, so how do you see that? How do you say that he is intelligent? It seems to be like he's not. See, suppose there is a person who has prepared for almost 2 years for an engineering entrance or a medical entrance, and when he came to the entrance exam on the day, he is thinking that, or he is asking one of the teachers there whether I should really take the exam or not. So do you really feel that this person is intelligent when he is asking such a question? Right? Arjuna's situation is also like that. He came to a battlefield because for a warrior, battlefield is the test. And now he came here and is asking whether I should fight or not. So that is the situation he is in. Now, Arjuna is intelligent in one way. Let us see the sloka. And in the sloka, if you see, he has identified certain things. He is saying that Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavat. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhav. He has diagnosed his problem properly. First and foremost thing, if you call somebody as an intelligent person, you should be able to understand that what is your problem. Identify your problem is the first thing, right? In Ayurveda also, when we try to give medicine, we diagnose, we do nadi, and we diagnose what is the problem, whether it's vata, pitta, kapha, which is the imbalance, and what is the problem, real problem. So Arjuna has really done that. He has done that. He's saying that Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. What is my problem? My problem is that Karpanya dosha has inflicted on me. The characteristic of a miserly person has inflicted on me. Okay. Karpanya means, it comes from a root word called kripana. Kripana means a miserly person. See, I can tell you, can somebody tell me who is a miserly person? Anybody? When do you call somebody as a miserly person? On the chat if you can. Kanjus, yes. Kanjus. See, I can relate to one of the very old movies, Jandiala movies, I think. This was Ahana Pellanta, but the Telugu movies. And there was one character called Srinivas, Kota Srinivas. And he was a Kanjus. Means, where for everything he used to say, Nakenti. What is for me? And similarly, Anupam Kher also has done similar characters. But point is that Arjuna is saying that Karpanya dosha pahata swabhat. I got inflicted with this Karpanya dosha, a Kanjus person. So what is the characteristic of a Kanjus? So basically, the characteristic of a Kanjus person is that he has all that, what is generally required, or it is there, but he doesn't want to use it. So neither for himself nor for give it to others. So that is the characteristic of a Kanjus. That is what is Arjuna saying, Karpanya dosha. So I have the ability to overcome this life challenge, but because of Karpanya dosha, I am not able to do it. So each one of us are capable of coming out of the life challenges that we are facing currently. Basically, out of the 84 lakh species that are there, only human form of life has the ability to come out of these life challenges or come out of these real problems that we are facing in this material world. And what are the real problems? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Dukkha, Dosha, no Anudarshanam. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. So we have the chance to come out of it and also overcome the three kleshas. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. These are the three kleshas. We discussed about it some time back. So these problems and these real problems one can overcome. And but why he is not able to take decisions in his life? Because of the Karpanya dosha, right? So that is what he is talking about. So what is the next thing that he is talking about? Let us see. So he is saying that I am confused about my duty also, right? Prachyami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. So he is saying that I am not able to make decision in my life because of this Karpanya dosha. Yes, that has inflicted me. And also he's saying that Prachyami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. Okay, now I am confused and bewildered about my duty and have lost all composure. So what is, now the question comes, what is your dharma? What is the duty of an individual? See, he's saying that I am not able to really make the decision about what is my dharma, right? So the question comes, what is dharma? So what is dharma? Basically, and also we see that somewhere when you go to a lot of other religious places, we see that dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So they say that if you take care of, if you kind of, यदि हम धर्म की रक्षा करेंगे तो धर्म आपको रक्षा करेगा. So that means if you take care of safeguarding the religion, in one way they say it as religion, the religion will safeguard you. What is dharma? So this is really confusing sometimes, right? So this is, so let me give you a mundane example. The mundane example is that, see, each one has got his own dharma. So we got our dharma as a human being, and also anything that you see around also has got a dharma. Say for instance, I'll talk about sugar. So sugar has got its dharma. What is the dharma of the sugar? Can somebody put it on chat? What do you think the dharma of sugar could be? So giving sweetness. When you see that sugar, its dharma is to give sweetness, right? Similarly, fire. What is the dharma of the fire? The dharma of the fire is to give heat, give light. That is its dharma. And water, if I dharma of the water, if suppose this is water, I drink it, it will quench my thirst. If it is not doing that, it is not doing its dharma. Similarly, what is my dharma is what we need to ask this question. And in the Vedanta Sutra, which is what composed by Vedavyas, in the Vedanta Sutra, Vedavyas gives that dharma of the human beings is that atato brahma jignasa. So you need to have the jignasa of inquiring about Brahman. That means inquiring about who am I, who is God, why am I suffering here, is there any ultimate goal that I need to achieve in my life. So all these things is what is Brahma Jignasa. So if you are not doing that, you are not doing your dharma. So this is what the question that Arjuna has posed is what we are also really having that. Now I am confused and bewildered about my duty and have lost all composure. That means he now said, I am leaving my Gandhivya. I don't wanted to fight. I don't wanted to really do anything. So that's the thing, right? So next what he does is that, this is very important. Yashreyasyan nischitam bhrumitan me. Now, in this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. See, he has taken a stand saying that, yes, I cannot resolve this on my own. Now I have to take somebody's help. And whose help he is taking and how is he really approaching is what is very important. Yashreyasyan nischita brumi tanme. Nischita means uncertain, tell me what is best for me, not what is good for me. What is better for me, what is best for me, is saying. So that is what he is saying in the third line of this particular sloka. The next sloka, the next line, he says that Sishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. So now I am your disciple and soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So now he is saying that I am no more. See, he is now going. See, earlier he thought, yeah, I have a friendly relationship with Krishna, but till that time Krishna also never bothered to really talk. Till now also, if you see, hardly Krishna has spoken. First chapter, Krishna has not spoken. He's just smiling and just witnessing. And okay, he will come out. And so similarly, so when you take one step towards the Lord, then he will come and come forward for 10 to 15 steps ahead and embrace you, or he will guide you. So in our life also, we come across the situation that we are not ready to accept or surrender to the Supreme Lord or to the Guru for that. Here, Krishna is Adi Guru and he is the supreme spiritual master. So Arjuna has the opportunity and to surrender to him and get all the guidance. So for us, we need to find out who is our Guru and how do you surrender. That is the process that we need to understand. Okay. So now, why did Arjuna do? What did Arjuna do to come out of this situation? Just to summarize. So he has identified what is his problem. So he has done his proper diagnostics that he is inflicted by this Karpanya dosha. And next what he did is that he asked the spiritual master, Shri Krishna, that to tell him in certain what is best for him to do. And now he also says that I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So that is what he has decided. Okay. Now the question comes. Let me. One second. I hope you are able to see my screen. Can one of you confirm you are able to see my screen? No?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay.
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Sorry. I need to get used to this. It's taking a little bit of time. Okay. Okay. Let's see. See, now Arjuna is in a situation where he has surrendered, and we also need to know the process for surrendering and to gain the knowledge. So what are the ways you can gain the knowledge? So basically the ways to gain the knowledge are as given in our Shastra. There is one Rishi called Acharya Sushruta. He is the one who has come up with so much on the Ayurveda, and Sushruta was very famous for doing surgeries also. In that Shastra and elsewhere also it is mentioned that there are 4 authentic ways to really gain knowledge, out of which the Pratyaksha Praman, Anumana Praman, Upamana Praman and Shabda Praman. There are 4 ways that you can gain knowledge. What we will see. Okay. Now basically we'll discuss about 3. The third, the other one is part of one of the called Anuman Praman. So the Pratyaksha Praman is basically you get the knowledge by seeing with your senses. Like I can see this particular computer, and I can smell, and with your senses you can do it. But the problem is that your senses are limited. You do not have the basically say this is one person. There is a story that goes back saying that there are blind men and they wanted to go and find out about the elephant, what it is. So these blind men go, and one of the blind men or person who has tied it not to see comes and touches the ears of the elephant and says the elephant is like a fan, and the other person says elephant is like a wall, and the other person catches his tail and says that it is like a rope, and like a tree, like a snake, it is like a spear. So but the point is that none of these people have got the complete picture or a complete knowledge about what is elephant, right? So why this happened is because they are limited with their senses, and each of these modern science, whichever we are talking about, is all limited, and because they are going with the methodology of gaining knowledge is Pratyaksha Praman. If you show me, then I will believe. That is how they really operate. Pratyaksha Praman. If I can't see, I cannot believe it. Say once there was a professor in one of the university. He said to a person who believes in God, then he said, "Can you show me God?" Then he said, "I cannot show you God." Then I don't believe that God exists. Then the other person asked the professor, "Professor, can you show me your mind?" Then the professor said, "How can I show my mind? I cannot show mind. Then can I conclude that you are mindless?" So So that is what because we are operating at to acquire the knowledge to Pratyaksha Praman with the senses. We are trying to gather knowledge, and which is what is putting us into trouble. Okay, so because there are 4 defects which are inherent to us. First one is imperfect senses. Our senses are not perfect, because you see that we cannot see gamma rays, we cannot see beta rays, and we cannot even hear all the complete what do you say, the hertz. We can only hear from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, and but cats and dogs can hear more, right? So but we have imperfect senses, so the method of gaining knowledge through our senses is not the right approach. Okay, so the next one is that we get illusion. So there are so many times that we get that illusion. The tendency to commit mistakes is also there. So because that is how, and to cover up the mistakes, we cheat people. Cheating propensity is also there. And what happened is that the scientific research, whatever we are doing, due to these 4 defects, have resulted in mistakes leading to disasters. So many times. But it has happened that now whatever coronavirus we are seeing, people have predicted so many things why this has happened, and none of them have really come out with what is the reason behind it, because this is all the knowledge that we are gaining is through senses, and our senses are imperfect. So what do we do now, right? So the next thing what we can do is that the Pratyaksha Praman is not the right approach. So then the next one, what it says, is Anumana Praman. Anumana Praman is basically based on some inference. Okay, so if it is like this, oh, maybe it is like this. So for instance, the Darwin theory, which basically Darwin theory, they made up saying that the skull of the what is human and the monkeys were alike, and they just made up all that, and then finally they came to a conclusion, they saying that the evolution theory which has come, that we human beings evolved from monkeys. Now the one simple question anybody would ask, who is little what do you say, reasonable, is that if that is true, that we have come from monkeys, then why monkeys are still existing? Why the evolution has not happened to them, and they are also transformed into human beings? Why is that? So there is no answer for it. So there are a lot of people who have proposed these kind of things, and really because they are these the Pratyaksha Praman and Anumana Praman is not the right approach to go ahead. So what is the one that is available now? So what is available is that we need to get the knowledge from Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman here means that we need to get this knowledge from the Vedas, and that is the way that one should approach to get this knowledge. So Vedas, suppose I wanted to know who is my father, so I can do a DNA test to all the men that are there and find out who is my father. So that is one way to go, but is that the right approach? How much time it's going to take? And the problem is that when I do that also, that that person might be alive or may not be alive, and all these things, right? So what is the best thing? Then I can approach my mother and ask her who is my father, and she will reveal it, but with faith you can really accept it. So that is the reason why Shabda Praman is the best way to go about and acquire the knowledge. And they call Vedas as Veda Mata, and as the mother will reveal who is my biological father, and the Vedas will also reveal who is our spiritual father, and who is God, and all that, and who am I. All this is what Vedas is. So Shabda Praman is the right approach to go about. But now when we go and do the Shabda Praman also, now we are not very familiar with Sanskrit and other languages, and there is a possibility that we might not understand it properly because of our own defects that we have. So we always have to take the shelter of a guru, and that is what Arjuna has done. Arjuna has taken the shelter of a guru and he became a disciple, right? So some of the things that we also should do is that as Arjuna did, determined not to fight, but simultaneously stoned and confused, Arjuna approached Krishna. I am in dire need of guidance. He humbly submits. Please enlighten me so that I can mitigate my miserable condition. So he, as a disciple, means that you need to have a guru and you need to submit to him, and that is one thing. And at the same time, unless until you have discipline, you cannot become a disciple. So discipline also should be cultivated. Thus, Arjuna's example, we learn that the first fundamental step in spirituality, one must approach a guru who comes in a authentic lineage of teachers and who have mastered the spiritual art. So one should understand that we should approach a spiritual master who is coming from a disciplic succession. Okay. And as mentioned earlier, Vedas offer perfect and complete knowledge. Okay. So, and in the last class, we have seen that what anybody has any question? No? Okay. So we need to whatever when you approach any particular guru, you need to find out whether he is a genuine guru or not, because these days there is a lot of cheating gurus that have come. We have seen it in the past. There is one guru in Tamil Nadu somewhere, I think Kalki Bhagwan, and this person he says that in Shastras it is mentioned the same somewhere. It is mentioned that by the end of this Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord will come as Kalki avatar, and he will destroy everything and all that. So now this person knew this, and then now he's saying that I am Kalki Bhagwan. So, and for touching his feet also, there he's going to charge like 20,000, 30,000 kind of thing. So these are all cheating gurus that are there, and one should be very careful. And and he should be coming from a sampradaya, proper authentic sampradaya that we discussed. And one question last week, one Mataji has asked. We'll try to kind of get in detail about that. And we also discussed that whatever knowledge that we are getting, we should do a litmus test of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. That is what we did and discussed about it last week. Okay, who is a real Guru? So basically, one should understand that a real Guru is the representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna, and he comes from a Guru Parampara, in the sense that the way you have submitted yourself to the Guru and learned it, similarly he has submitted himself to his Guru. So the lineage is there. So that is what instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Shri Krishna, and as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the duty of a spiritual master, but that one should really do. So what is the duty of a guru? Basically, he is having good knowledge, and he has realized that whatever is said in Bhagavad Gita and this literature, and that is what. And Krishna also says that whatever knowledge he is giving in Bhagavad Gita is param vachaha. That means to say this is the last word in knowledge. So that means if you see either in what is said in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or in our Vedas, it has not been proven to be wrong. Not even a single thing has been proven to be wrong, because it is param vachaha. That means to say it is the last word of knowledge. So if you take, say for instance, we know that stool, whenever you touch a stool, you are supposed to take bath, and it is supposed to be not auspicious. But now in Vedas it is said that the cow stool, which is called as cow dung, is very auspicious. And we kind of put that whenever we do any puja or anything. Why is that? Because it is authentic source is saying that cow dung is very good for as an antiseptic, and also it is very auspicious. So that is what, and it has been proven by modern science also that there's and so similarly for any bone that you touch, it is not auspicious. And but when the Shanka that is there, it's also made of bone only, right? But still it is used because it is coming from the Vedas. and we have taken that as granted. Now this one, here it shows that there are 4 authorized institutions or sampradayas that we have. One is, if you see here, this is Brahma Sampradaya, which is coming from, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and from there are 4 sampradayas. Brahma Sampradaya, where this knowledge has been passed to Brahma, and from that Narada and Madhvacharya, and from there the lineage on the 22nd one is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. From Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then to Srila Prabhupada. So that is our lineage of Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya. And so that is the reason why we follow Srila Prabhupada, and we kind of get the knowledge authentically. What is given by Sri Krishna, we are able to get it as it is. Similarly, there is Sri Sampradaya and Rudra Sampradaya and Kumara Sampradaya. So, but again, if you follow any of the Shastra Sampradayas, it is good. But the one that we are following is this one. Okay. And yeah, so there are Shankaracharya has come up with this Mayavada Sampradaya, which is not authentic, and it is not coming from the proper lineage. So we don't consider that as authentic Sampradaya. Okay. So if you have any questions, by end of the class, we can discuss. Okay. So this is our lineage, and Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, we are following in that parampara. Okay. So, okay. So that is what we have seen, that Arjuna has identified what is his problem, and he has seen that Karpanya dosha, this miserly attitude or miserly characteristics have inflicted him, and now he need to come out of it. And for that, he has decided that he will submit, he will become the disciple, and he will surrender to Supreme Lord, and I requested him to instruct him what to do. So that is what Arjuna did. And we have seen that Pandavas always have taken the help of a guru whenever need comes. And each one of us should also find out a guru in their life. And for spiritual, yes. And similarly, for mundane knowledge, also we are taking help of a guru, right? And when it came to these the Pandavas, they took the help of Rishi Dumya in the Virata Parva in Mahabharata, one of the chapters where Pandavas went to incognito mode. So they really wanted to know how to be in incognito mode for 1 year. And Rishi Dumya, he is very mercifully has given the Pandavas how to really be in incognito. And we can discuss in detail. It is also called Dumya Gita. Basically, he has given very elaborately how should you conduct yourself when you are in this, when you are working in a particular profession. Because these people, Pandavas, should go and work in incognito. They have decided to be in the King Virata's kingdom, right? So how do they really operate is what he is. Excuse me, I have to take this call. Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'll just unmute. Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay, so that is what we have seen, that the Pandavas have taken the shelter of the Rishi Dumya, and they really got the benefit of taking guidance from Rishi Dumya. And he has instructed so many things, and one of them he said, how one should really behave when they are approaching because they are not used to be in a mode where they can work under somebody. But now Yudhishthira have to work under somebody. Draupadi has to work as changing her name as Sailendri. She has to work, and Arjuna had a boon where he can teach music and dance. And there was some time they in Indra's Devaloka, he had got a curse from one of the Apsaras that he should be he should become a Napunsakat. And but again, Brahma, Indra basically reduced that curse, saying that it will be only for 1 year, and he used that. Right? Okay, so that's pretty much what we have covered today, and what we have tried to see today is that the situation, what the life challenge that Arjuna was facing is that he was confused, he was bewildered, and he doesn't know how to really go about in his life, because he didn't have a specific purpose in his life.
Photo.
So can you
book photo
okay, so that is what we are also facing sometimes in our life, and we don't know what is our actual purpose in our life. And what did Arjuna do is what we should also do. What Arjuna did is that first of all he accepted that I have a problem. So now most of us are not accepting that there is some problem with me or in my life. They are saying that yes, others are also suffering, I'm also suffering, what is the big deal about it? So they are not really interested other than eating, sleeping, mating and defending. So other than that, they are not utilized. That is where Krupana comes in. You are a miserly person, you have the opportunity to come out of the cycle of birth and death, but you are not utilizing, and you are just interested in building your bank balance and taking care of your relatives, or and doing whatever. But you are not going beyond that. That means you are a Kripana. So how do you come out of it is what Arjuna has really, we can follow the footsteps of Arjuna. What Arjuna did, we should also be submitting ourselves to a guru, and here the guru what we are submitting to is to Krishna indirectly, but in a proper lineage we are coming and taking the shelter of Bhagavad Gita and following the instructions what Krishna has given in Bhagavad Gita. If we follow, we are also surrendered, and we can really reach our destination if we really operate in this way. So the karpanya dosho pahata swabhavat prachami tvam dharma sammuda cheta yashreyasya nistitam brahmitanme shishyasteham sadimam tam prapannam. So this sloka really gives us the what do you say, a way to really solve the life challenges that we are facing in our life. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, we can take it up. You can raise your hands and also put it in the chat. We can unmute one by one, and then we can discuss. Please go ahead if you have any questions. So anybody can raise your hands. I can. Okay. So none of you are raising your hands probably. Okay, and on the chat, if you have any questions, I can take up from there. Okay, so one of you, Srinivas, has got it out. Go ahead, Srinivas Prabhu. You can unmute and then ask. Anybody has any doubt, you please unmute and ask, so we can best utilize the time. You're not able to unmute or what? No? Okay, okay, there are some questions that have come. Let me see. You can zoom it. Okay. What is the fourth knowledge, Prabhuji? Okay. So we have seen that Anumana Praman, there are 4 we have discussed. The other one is part of Anumana Praman only. So basically it is 3. So one is Pratyaksha Praman that you can perceive with your senses, for 5 senses, and Anumana Praman is basically based on our limited knowledge or intelligence, or based on our past experience, we can infer certain things, right, with intelligence. So, but our intelligence is limited. So whatever that comes out will not be perfect. So that is the thing. So we need to depend upon Shabda Praman. So that's the word. Explain about Sadhi. I don't understand what that is. Please tell us what is the age of Arjuna at the time of war. Okay. I don't exactly remember, but probably he should be, I don't know. I need to check. So how to submit to a Guru, Prabhuji. Okay. So here we submit to a Guru by taking his instruction. So whatever see here, if you see, Arjuna also is saying, but to Krishna, please instruct me. So when you have faith, you can submit to a Guru, one, and we need to not submit to anybody for that matter. We need to submit to a Guru who is really qualified. See, if I ask you, Srila Prabhupada once was saying that one person said, you are a god. Then Srila Prabhupada said, no, I am not a god. So if anybody is saying, any Guru is saying he is God, he is not God. He is a dog, DOG dog, not GOD God. So basically what it means is that one should be really careful that whom you are really surrendering, or whom you are considering as a Guru. That Guru should come in the disciplic succession, and at the same time he should repeat what Krishna is saying, and he should also abide by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. That is the qualification. How to identify a bona fide Guru and what are his qualities. So we'll discuss in detail about who is a bona fide Guru. But as I told you, he should come in the authentic parampara, one, and he should follow the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and he should only instruct what is there in the scriptures, not by his own intelligence he should be able to tell. Right? So that is what. Please let us know the difference between Advaita, Dvaita, and which is Advaita. So we'll discuss that in greater detail. So basically, we probably in the next class we will discuss that. We need to have little more time to really discuss that particular thing. But one thing, what we are following in our Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradayas, Achinta Beda Abeda. So that we will discuss. Basically, it basically talks about who is God, who is the soul. What is soul and what is the super soul? Are they both same? Are they different? So we come under a category where Achinta Beda Abeda. So that we will discuss. Probably give me some time next week. I will discuss in detail. Shabda Praman is better than Pratyaksha Praman and Anumana Praman. Yes, that is correct, Vinod Prabhu. Shabda Praman is the only way. So if you wanted to know the spiritual knowledge, you cannot do any guesswork. See, that is the problem with the modern science, because we do not wanted to take the Shabda Praman. That is where, see, these people, we have so much confidence on the science and the technology, but what has science and technology given us? It might have, instead of we going on bullock carts and other things, we are now going in high-speed planes, trains and vehicles, but going is the same, right? We might have moving fast, but associated to that, there are so many problems that it has created. Similarly for eating. So what did they really do? In fact, the food that we are eating is more adulterated because of the science and technology. What we can talk about? Sleeping, same thing. Instead of sleeping on the floor with some mat. Now we have a Darman this and that, little sophisticated, right? Today onwards, daily 15 minutes classes will be or not, please let us know. Okay. So 15 minutes classes will be from Monday onwards, that is from tomorrow, and it will be at 8 p.m. Onwards. So we will put it on the our WhatsApp chat. So each one of you can join that. 15 minutes we will do that. Tomorrow it starts from tomorrow. And I also wanted to ask you one question. Yeah, basically, since Diwali is coming on 14th and 15th, some people celebrate on 14th and some on 15th. Do you think that you can join the next class on 14th and 15th? I think it is Saturday, Sunday is on 14th and 15th, right? Okay, 14th is Saturday and Sunday, right? So as we decided that we will have these classes weekly twice, that is on Saturday and Sunday. As of now, that is the poll that we got, and we wanted to go ahead with that. And this Saturday, Sunday, is it possible to have, we can have class on both Saturday and Sunday, or only one, either Saturday or Sunday, is the question that I wanted to ask you and find out whether it is possible, or both are not possible, both days, or only Saturday or only Sunday. What is it? Only Sunday, Prabhuji. Okay.
Possible, Prabhuji.
Yeah, put it on chat, please, or just tell if you are not able to type. I just wanted to get a feel. Not possible, only Sunday. Okay. How many years did Yudhishthira ruled after the Kurukshetra war? I do not have the details about that, how many years, but I can get that details. Only Sunday, both days. Okay, because of crackers sound we can't hear. So, yeah, not so much crackers. I think people are going to do, but yeah, we will have the class on Sunday. Then this Saturday we will not have the class, but going forward we will have a class on Saturday and Sunday, and daily we will have 15 minutes will be from Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday we will not have the class of 15 minutes. So that is what it is. Okay. Any other questions, any other concerns that you have? You can unmute and then talk also. We'll end in, yeah, it's already 8:30. So I don't want it to cross the timeline. So you have a lot of other things to do. Any other questions? Anything else you have? Any questions? Okay. So what I am expecting, or for your benefit, is that please, whatever is the takeaways that you have, you can either send me as a WhatsApp message that these are my takeaways, or this is what I understand, or these are the lessons that I can learn after I go through the today's discussion, or from Bhagavad Gita after I read. This is what is my takeaways, so that you can summarize and send it to me, so that it will become a good practice for you for each and every class that we are doing. And you can also submit it online. I have shared the link. That is also the better way to do it, so we can track things much better. So that is one thing. And if you have any questions also, you can either WhatsApp me or send it submit it in the link that I have sent you. Okay. Oh, what is the takeaway, Prabhuji? Okay, so Leela Shri, takeaway is basically what do you understand from today's class, right? So maybe there are some things that you wanted to start practicing in your life, or use from a knowledge point of view. This is what you have gained that from today's class. Say for instance, I'll give you an example. So Arjuna's situation is that he was not able to make decisions in his life. So what did you do? So first of all, he is diagnosed saying that this is my problem and I'm acting like a kripana. So that is first thing. So you should also try to ask yourself, are you really behaving like a kripana? Okay. So next thing is that what is the approach that he has taken to really come out of it? He has submitted himself or became a disciple and got instructions from this Lord Krishna or from his guru. So similarly, we need to also submit ourselves. So some of the things that you can really takeaways or lessons learned for you. Okay. Okay, Damodar Ashtakam. Yes. So this is Kartik Mas and we do Damodar Ashtakam. And Damodar Leela, next week we will do Damodar Leela. In the sense, we will talk about what is Damodar Leela, how did it happen, what did Yashoda Mata do to Krishna, such that this Leela could happen. And that all these things next week we will discuss. Because the Kartik Mas is, the entire month is Kartik Mas. And we will discuss about that. Okay, any other questions you have? If not, we will end for today. Oh, can you please explain Karpanya dosha again? Okay. Chamundeshwari Mataji is asking, can you explain Karpanya dosha? See, Karpanya dosha, if you wanted to understand, Karpanya is coming from a root word called Kripana, a miserly person. So, a miserly person is a person who is having the capability or having all the resources but not utilizing for himself nor giving it to others. That's the characteristic of a kanjus, kripana, miserly person. And so that is what Arjuna has identified, that I have the capability but I am not utilizing it. So help me out. So he reached out to come out of it. And the opposite of kripana is Brahmana. A Brahmana is a person who is an intelligent person, and he knows that one has to get. See why one is going through these life challenges and these kind of an issue is because they are not able to identify themselves properly. And what is their identity? I'll tell you an example. See, there was a girl, college girl. She took some drugs. And she started saying, or hallucination they call it as, and she got into a hallucination mood, and now she is saying that I am a bird and I wanted to fly, and she started going up to the college 20th floor, and from the 20th floor she was saying that now I am a bird, I will fly, I'll jump from here and fly. So what is the problem with this girl? What do you tell about this kind of a person who is acting like this? Can somebody tell me, what do you think?
Abnormal.
Abnormal, yes. Or any other thing that you can label this person as? So some people may say that she's mad. She's really crazy. Now, similarly, if you see, why is that she's not a bird, but she wanted to fly, and she wanted to jump from that building, and she thinks that I can fly. So now in our life also, if you see, if you have not identified what is your spiritual identity, because you are a spiritual being and you are only identifying with your body, now that is where this identity crisis comes. And that is the identity crisis that Arjuna is facing, or Arjuna faced. And to come out of this identity crisis and regain his spiritual identity, know his spiritual identity, he approached a guru. So similarly, we should also approach a guru and take the shelter of Bhagavad Gita and get to understand what is our true spiritual identity, get the required knowledge and apply it in our life. So that is what we should do. And once we do that, then we can really come out of this whatever real problems that we are facing, and there is a possibility that we might not take this repeated life cycle of birth and death, right? So that the endeavor one should do, and to start with, you need to have faith in what is there in the Vedas, because Vedas, the knowledge that you can gain through other means is not appropriate. Whether it is Pratyaksha Praman, Anumana Praman, Shabda Praman is the only way that you can really gain this knowledge. And then to get that knowledge also, we should approach a guru, because this knowledge is not mundane knowledge. It has to really come from a realized source. And a realized person is a guru, and who can impart that knowledge to us. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for all your wonderful participation. So next class would be on Sunday, same time, 7:30, and the daily classes will start from tomorrow, 15 minutes. Please do attend these 15 minutes classes. Basically, we will be reading one passage from one of the books, and also we'll do chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also give you an introduction to why we should chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and how does it really help us in our spiritual pursuit. Okay. If no other question, then we can stop for today. But before that, I will do this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for 1 or 2 minutes, and then we can leave. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone. See you next week. And Monday, see you for 15 minutes session, and the next class would be on Sunday again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.